Right, the last part is more about this idea of sketching in P5.js. I'll skip through this fairly quickly because you're going to see this basically in the tutorials, so you'll get this content again. But just to quickly go through, just so it's in your brains, you'll be programming in this P5 web editor, which looks something like this. There's a space where you can write your code and a little play button. So when you press the play button, the code gets executed and it'll draw something onto the right-hand side of the interface. And then for any errors or things like that, they'll be down in the bottom. The good thing about this editor is it's all online, so you don't need to install any software, you just need your browser. It makes it really easy for us to share examples with each other as well. So I think it's a good option for us in the class. If you prefer to, though, you can also work just with a text editor on your own computer, and your tutors can show you how to set that up. This is what a P5.js sketch looks like. It has a setup function, which gets run once. Here we're creating a canvas. And then a draw function, which is kind of like an animation loop. Draws again and again and again. And here, all we're doing is just clearing the background and setting the background to a gray color. Don't worry too much about the details. You'll go through all of this in your first tutorial. Here's an example that's slightly more complicated, just drawing a circle in a line. So setup is the same, but then in the draw function, we draw an ellipse. We can also draw a circle. And then a line that's diagonal. And you'll see there's all these numbers there, ellipse and then round brackets and then a bunch of numbers. Those numbers are what is defining the kind of size and the position of the shapes. That'll all become clear after the first tutorial. And the reason I've started with this idea of drawing for us in creative coding is because drawing is actually one of the easiest things to do in P5.js. In fact, this is all you need for a drawing program. So in your setup function, create the canvas and clear the background. And then in the draw function, we ask a question, is the mouse pressed? And if it is, we draw a little circle at that position. And that just keeps updating the whole time, and it's a drawing program. It might not be Adobe Photoshop or Procreate, but it is a drawing program, and it's your drawing program, and you should be proud of it. And it'll be the start of your active drawing brief. Here's an example that's slightly more active in that sense. So don't worry too much about the details, but what happens here is as you draw, the points that you draw gradually scatter away. I'll maybe let you answer this on the discussion forum. So take this home with you and let me know what you're planning to do with your creative coding skills from this unit. I'd really like to know that. Okay, we've covered why it's important for designers to code. Talked about this concept of sketching in code. Is that clear to everyone? Is there anyone that's still not sure about what we mean by sketching? Good. Ask your tutors as well. And we've done a very quick, lightning fast overview of the P5 editor, but you'll get more of that in the tutorials. Yeah, homework this week. It's a good idea to go through those tutorial activities before you go into the class, especially if you're beginning, because it'll just give you that little bit of extra head start. What you'll find is the info on Canvas is pretty extensive, and you should be able to follow along with most of it. So if you're beginning, I would suggest do a review before you go into class, and then you'll go through it again with your tutor, and you'll get better that second time. There's some videos on the assignments, and yeah, you can also have a look at examples on the P5.js website. Thanks very much. It was lovely to meet you all, and if you have any questions, come up and have a chat to me after class. This is the only time I'll see some of you until the exhibition, so make sure you come to the exhibition as well. We can compare notes on how things went.